Hey colleagues, welcome back. It's been 2 or 3 weeks since our last 5 in 5. I've just noticed actually today is a pretty bad hair day, so hoping you're having a good hair day. Um, my first tip is the calendar. We've got the calendar, an Excel version of the calendar ready for next year so that you can put it into Google Drive and turn it into sheets and use it for planning and things like this. So where do I find that? Let me just jump into my OneNote, not OneNote, sorry, Firefly. It has been a good holiday. When I go to resources and cross campus and you click on calendar, it will take you to a page here where it has the months. I'll update that shortly so that we have all of the months for next year. But there's a version of the calendar here, an Excel version of the calendar, which has been shared with us. And we have, if you're really into that sort of thing, all of the versions from the previous years for comparison. And I can go to that version of the calendar and then download a copy of it. This is an Excel version. You could put it into Google Drive to turn it into sheets, and then you can use it to start planning. That's my first tip. But my second tip is related to that because a colleague asked me if I just Windows M, you can see here on the background of my laptop is the school calendar for next year. I always find this useful as a quick reference to see when the holidays are, and any other dates and things like this. So how did I get that on there? What I did is I used this version of the calendar, and I think I pressed F11 to make it sort of like full screen and get rid of the toolbar, and then just zoom out a little bit, and then took a screenshot of that using the snipping tool and then saved it to the desktop. And the reason why you need it, press F11 to come back out again at full screen on the desktop, is so that you can add it as a background image. So Windows M to minimize everything, right click and personalize. And under personalize, if I just move my hair out of the way, under the background, you can see it, yours is probably a solid color, but you can select a picture. And the picture that I selected was that screenshot that was on the desktop, and I clicked on fit and it will put it onto the desktop. I think it's quite useful. Students quite like it when you're presenting. They can see when the different days are and things like this. It's just a little constant little reminder. Third tip, Loop components. You know, I'm always going on and on about Loop components. They are absolutely amazing. I love them, use them all the time for my meetings and things like this. So let's go to my 5 in 5 sort of checklist. When you add a loop component, let me just delete that column there. You can actually change you can change the content inside the columns of the loop component a lot. So here, for example, I've got audience and date. Let's just add a column and just sort of see some of the features. In fact, let's not just add a column. Let's just add a new row here and sort of show you some of the features. So here I've got some items inside my column. But if I press the / key on my keyboard, I get then multiple abilities to do all these different things here. Look, in terms of what I can add to the content inside that loop component. I often use checklists, as you can see, but then what you can do is you can app message somebody. So if this is a task as part of a project, so I'm going to do this myself. So I've now app message myself with a particular task, and that will send that person, in this case me, an email as a reminder to do that task. I will then drop into the loop component once I've completed it and tick the box. So again, when you're inside the table of a loop component, press the / here and you'll see lots and lots of different things that you can put in there. Maybe you do want to put in a date. Maybe that date then again is part of a checklist, and also you want to inform somebody that that is something that you want them to do. So very powerful ability from a project management sort of side of things and a task orientation side of things. Next, with the new teams, you can see it's got, if I just Control-1 to zoom in, it's got this sort of new icon down here. We lost the ability to add images to announcements, and now that's come back again, which is pretty cool. So when you click on start a post in a Teams channel, you can see here you now have the ability to add your image, and it gives you a little reminder as to what the perfect size is. That was gone, but now it's back.